Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Numismatic Notes with Benjamin. Tonight I'm going to share with you a commemorative banknote of the Bahamas, and I like it for a number of reasons. The interesting wildlife, the vignettes depicted, and the fact that it commemorates a 500-year-old anniversary. There is not too many 500-year anythings celebrated on banknotes or on coins, but it's interesting nonetheless. I'll get to the front of the note. I want to start with the back here, but before I do, let me share a little bit of the particulars of this note. This is a banknote of the Bahamas. It's a $1. It measures 156 by 67 millimeters. It was introduced into the Bahamas in 1992. The standard catalog of world paper money lists this as a PIC 50, while the banknote book calls this a B315. I used Wikipedia to locate additional information about this banknote. It is a multiple color banknote, and it was printed by the Canadian Banknote Company. You may notice that all the wildlife on this note has the scientific names, so I'm excited to yet again butcher pronunciations for the public, so please forgive me my ignorance. I am a school teacher, not a master's in Latin or any of its nomenclature. Let's take a look though at these animals. They are some very popular vignettes to be collected. We have in the upper right hand corner, we have a compass rose, but we have underneath it, we have a flock of flamingos. These are Caribbean flamingos, and I believe you can pronounce their name in Latin as the Phoenicopterus ruber. To their right is a pair of Bahaman parrots, or Amazon leucocephala. Let's see if I can say that. Leucocephala bahamensis. And below that is a lizard, in exactness, a white key iguana, or a Cyclura riley. Interesting. There is the island group specifically showing San Salvador. I believe this is all of the Bahamas, but there is specifically the little island where Columbus first made landfall here in the New World. You can see a rendition of the arms of the Bahamas here in the lower right hand corner, and then we see the three ships of Columbus: the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. In my research, I discovered that Nina, not surprisingly, means the baby, and then Santa Maria, not surprisingly, is the Saint Mary, or I assume Mary, the mother of Jesus. But the Pinta is actually means a painted prostitute, and I think I'm using the nice word for prostitute by using prostitute rather. Painted prostitute, baby, and saint. I was interested in my research to discover that the flamingos right here have up to a 40-year life expectancy, and the bamboo chicken there at the bottom, I mean the iguana, the iguana here at the bottom is the smallest of all iguanas and is only 11 inches when it is full grown. They're only found on the White Key Island here in the Bahamas. Let's go ahead and let's turn it over to the front of the note. Okay. Mr. Controversy himself, Christopher Columbus, appears. This isn't actually what he looks like. Nobody really knows what he looks like. I don't believe there was ever any art from his life. But it is a visage that represent him on this banknote. Now, Christopher Columbus is rightly, according to some, blamed for all the faults of the modern world, and he is rightly defended by others as being typical and not the person of condemnation that he should be by others. That is not the purpose of this program, but it certainly warrants a conversation, but others can have that conversation. Let's keep this to the note. I want to share with you guys that in the upper left-hand corner we have the Quincentennial logo, which consists of one of Columbus's ships, the word the Bahamas, first landfall 1492 Quincentennial. To its right is a sand dollar, and I believe the sand dollar is used as an offset registration device. It doesn't appear on the back of the note, but Yeah, it's not a registration device. And I apologize that you got to see me very comfortable in the 100-degree weather that we're having here in Oklahoma. I apologize for that. I need to shave, but I'm hygienic in every other way. Let's see. It was on October 12, 1492, that Columbus landed on the island that was called Guanahani, which was named by the Lucayan Taino people. Columbus's only mainland landings when he visited the New World were in what became Venezuela, in South America, and locales in Central America. Never once set foot in North America, north of Central America. A lot of people don't realize that. But again, we have the compass rose up here in the upper right-hand corner, and you can see the imprint for Canadian Banknote Company Limited right there. There doesn't seem to be a lot of counterfeit deterrences other than the registration, which isn't really a registration since there's not a comparable image on the back. There is some highly detailed engraving, and here we have a galosh in this bottom left-hand corner. That might be a little complex for some. We have a lower and an upper serial number that are different sizes, but that in and of itself is let's see, I don't see that there's a security thread, so we don't really have a lot going here for security other than the vivid colors and the fact that I'm sure this didn't have widespread circulation and served more as a commemorative note. Let's see. If you are a collector of colors on banknotes or shells or Colombiana, maps, compass roses, flamingos, parrots, lizards, or ships, you will want this note for your collection. I do know that there is a lot of research available online by a lot of people, and almost everybody who has this research available on Columbus has one viewpoint or another, and in this time they don't seem very open-minded about considering reality or possibilities that there may be some truth to an opposing viewpoint. But again, that is for another program. Slavery existed before and after Columbus's arrival in the New World. Cannibalism existed before and after Columbus's arrival in the New World. Populations were fluctuating before and after Columbus's arrival in the New World. To what extent is the argument and the question of the day. Let's not let it take away from a beautiful note celebrating the landfall of a European to islands here off of the North American coast. It's a beautiful banknote, beautiful wildlife, and that does not change even if you don't like the man or anything about the man that's face appears on this banknote. Please visit, subscribe, and share my YouTube channel, Numismatic Notes with Benjamin. I am Benjamin. Have a jewel of a day.